So you guys get in the studio at some point, and your heart must have been a flutter, James.
Well, first of all, the process is weird. I wrote every word on this album. Shooter composed every note and sings it. You go in the studio, and I'm thinking, this is weird. I'm making an album of sort of my life, my words, put to music. Have you ever been in the studio, a professional musician? He plays the demo on the piano.
I can't remember.
Plays the piano.
I don't think I have.
They sit there with a piece of paper and and they just put numbers down because it's like, the number 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord diminished, whatever, or flatted, whatever. They do all that. And they play the song out of nowhere. They hear it once. It's like, what?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
That's
well,
crazy.
Here's the thing, though. I brought all the lyrics, which nobody ever does. They just let these guys play. And I said, here's the story behind this. And the crux of this story, there's a lyric in here where it said, hello, the starlet said, with eyes so baby blue, give it to me, big boy, you know that I love you. You jump into her cold dead heart, you can hardly wait. Give me all your money, honey. Heartbreak is your personal fate. Okay? So it's really about kind of what our business is. Mm-hmm. But there was also the story, and I'm going to do the whole lyric. The little girl jumped from the sign. It was like a lighthouse from the shoal, and so on. It was the Peg Entwistle story. Peg Entwistle jumped off the Hollywood sign and committed suicide because her career was essentially over and didn't know that there was a telegram at her house. She had just gotten a big role in an MGM movie. Mm. And yes, it's a heartbreaking kind of jazzy story and so on. I mean, it's, it's what I say. They don't here. They don't. It's a swamp of creatures vile. They don't gut you with a rusty. They don't gut you with a rusty blade. They do it with a smile, and so on.
Wow.
And he
in news they use the rusty blade.
Yeah,
They do. That's fine.
but think about what he had to do. He gets these complex, weird lyrics. And it's like. He's now got to fold them into music.
Right.
It's not like they write the music, do what did he?
Did you have to talk to Jimmy about this? Like, what is the vision?
No, he's a magic box.
You just go with it
I
on your
send
own.
the music, and a year later it comes back, or 2 days. One day he wrote 3 songs. He composed 3 songs. I wrote 35 songs in 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
He composed 3 of them in one day, and it took us 4 years to do the album. I go, well, Sarah, the Shooter hate me. She goes, no, he's busy. He's a Grammy award. He's on the road with Brandy Carlisle. He's with Manson, Marilyn Manson. Come on. He's working. I go, he hates me. No, he doesn't hate you.
It's great to know you have these same insecurities that the rest of us have.
Yeah, so I wrote a song called Wallem Lake, which was from my father. We used to go fishing in Wallem Lake, which is my, when the world stops spinning and time at last stands still, when in a moment you are gone, will I hear the whippoorwill? Because he used to, when I was little, we'd go fishing together, and he'd whistle like the whippoorwill, whippoorwill, whippoorwill.
Yeah.
And the whippoorwill would answer back. And I just thought that was like the most amazing thing, because I was 8 years old, And then I always, when I'd go fishing, always kind of listen for the whippoorwill. And there's a great moment at the end of the story, which now this old man is sitting on the lake, and, on a cold gray day, and the light breaks through, and I need not ask nor be told, the presence now of you. And from an evening star comes this beautiful whippoorwill, and I know he's singing to me.
Wow. That is gorgeous. He gave you a lot to work with there, Shooter. Yeah. Was he easy to work with? Did he want the words to remain all the same? Did you say, well, that doesn't rhyme, does it?
No, I wanted them to stay the same. I made some, I made a lot of edits, but not to his words. Like he would really just give me more material than I needed, really. And I would kind of pick the stuff that spoke to me, and really kind of put that together. But I didn't want to change it. I thought this is a really unique project. I haven't put out a record of my own since 2018. I've moved to fully producing records, So like when this came along, like putting another album out wasn't even really I wasn't even interested in it. But when this started to happen, and then it started to work, and I saw what it was, I go, this is really interesting. Like I've never heard of anyone actually doing this, where it's really his words and his life story. It's his perspective, And I was kind of explaining to him why his name had to be first on this record to me, was because otherwise no one was going to understand what it was. Like they would have to, like I said, there's a line where he talks about his mom passing away, and it's like, my mom's alive. Like, that was the point where you're like, I can't, this isn't me, this is him, but I'm singing it. Yeah. So it was really, really interesting. And it took us a while to figure out how to present it. you know, and really the title came from him. He was sitting there in my studio and we were trying to think of like what to call it. And he said, you know, he popped out of his seat. He goes, I got it. He's like, here's the thunder crack, the life of James Woods sung by Shooter Jennings. And I go, well, there you go. Now people understand exactly what it is.